15 years ago or so, a little bit longer maybe, I started experiencing a lot of pain that I never felt before. This is why it's taken me so long. This is not an easy conversation for me to have. But I need to, as we end 2024 and I embrace and take control of 2025 going forward, and I really reflect on the last several years of my journey. I look at, the what the pain has cost me, and by the glory of God, I've been able to get so much done, but it's all been as a prisoner to pain. And I often think about what I could have been able to get done without the pain, because I've experienced a lot of life without the pain. That's why I know what the pain has done to me. But I give God the glory because of the fact that He's done so much with me and through me and used me and guided me and carried me in so many ways through all this adversity. Now, this pain that I'm talking about, it's imperative that I'm having this conversation, and why it's so hard for me. Maybe it's out of pride. Maybe it's out of just how I was raised. Just so many different reasons for why this is actually hard for me to discuss, because I was raised to not complain. No one wants to hear my complaining is one thing that my father, taught me as a teenager. But one thing that I've learned, though, is lessons learned early in life are necessary. He taught me a very good lesson that I needed for a lot of years, and it was a very, very prescient. But as you grow older, some of the lessons that you learn when you're younger are no longer applicable to you when you're older, and you have to be able to grow and to evolve and to learn new lessons. One of the new lessons that I've learned through this adversity with my struggles with pain is to use my brain more than using my body. See, I used to pride myself on being able to take a lot of stress, a lot of pain, a lot of tolerance. I used to just, as a restaurant manager, I'd go and work, 16, 17, 18, 20-hour days straight on my feet. And at the end of the day, on my way home, by the time I got home, my feet would be in so much pain. But I'm like, I've been on my feet all day, The reality of it is, see, it goes way back for me. I've had chronic flat foot. I don't know what you call that. Chronic flat foot since discovered when I was a teenager. And one of the reasons why I don't talk about these things is because it goes deep, It goes deep. See, when it comes to flat feet actually kept me out of the military. When I was 17, my plan was to go into the military and have a career in the Army. But flat feet, literally, I got permanently disqualified for flat feet. But as I look back, a lot of my health issues actually were with me for a long time. Just was never addressed because, it wasn't so prevalent. But fast forward to, 15, 16 years ago, it caught up to me. And what I deal with is autonomic neuropathy, which affects all of my extremities and my limbs, and internally, regulates the way my heart beats and everything, but it's autonomic, it's internal. This is something that, more than likely been a part of my life, probably almost all my life, to be honest. But what it does is it triggers, spasms of pain that generate from my gut, because my gut, health has been totally decimated over the years. And it all culminated about 15, 16 years ago, along with the plantar fasciitis that apparently, that's where my feet, I suffer from plantar fasciitis. That's what that pain was when I got off of work from the end of the day. So when you mix all that together, what happens with me is now I get, triggers, nerve damage triggers that sends sensations through my body, and it hurts, my extremities and my, fingers and so forth at different times. But in my feet, it's more extreme because of the plantar fasciitis. And so when it hits me in my feet, it's like being struck by lightning on the bottom of my feet, and it paralyzes me. I'm in pain. I'm like I dip my feet in hot boiling lava. It's unbearable. And at that moment, nothing else is important. Nothing else matters in my life while that pain is persisting. And the problem is, it's the kind of pain that it'll ease up and then it'll come back real fast and hit again. And then ease up when you think it's going down and then come back again, and it'll do this consistently. And so, I find myself having to constantly monitor myself, monitor my movements, and constantly make sure that I'm regulated, and constantly make sure that I'm, and I have to, use if you know me, you'll see me with my trusty back scratcher here, or one of my other ones, and I use it to, massage my feet, in those moments. But the reality of it is the severe damage on my feet it's a continuous thing. It's really kind of 24 hours for me. I'm really kind of always monitoring, always, tending to my feet to make sure to regulate it, keep it from having an outbreak, having a crisis. And because when I get into one of those crises, it's over with. It's game over. Cancel the day, cancel the whatever. And a lot of times it happens in my sleep. It'll hit me while I'm sleeping and wake me up out of my sleep in the middle of the night. I'm saying all this because it's important for me to be transparent coming into 2025 so people understand, because I have been a prisoner to this. I have not gone to events. I don't go to functions. I don't go to be around people. It's hard for me. It's physically hard for me to maintain myself, without, having spasms or anything. It's very hard for me. And I can't walk around with the scratcher all the time and but here's the thing. No longer am I a prisoner to pain. Coming into 2025, if you meet with me, if you're around me, it has crippled me to the point where it's amazing to me, it's to just give God the glory, that I've gone as many places as I've been and done as much as I've done over the past several years. Because here's the thing. I've went to a lot of meetings, I've had a lot of events, I've met a lot of people, I've engaged with a whole lot of people. And the whole time, the reality of it is people can sense when you're in discomfort, but they really can't, really can't tell what's going on. And because I'm always, on edge and at ease, even when I'm smiling. The reality of it is I've still been able to engage with a lot of people, but the reality of it is I've been under pain and duress the whole time. And what I've come to terms with now is, because here's the thing, this is not a sad, woe is me story. This is actually very uplifting. I want to be encouraging. That's the thing. I want to be encouraging. The reality of it is I'm healthier than I've been in a lot of years. I've going through all of these things and going through all the trials and, all the doctors, that looked at me like, I don't understand what's going on. They've been of no help to me, but I've been able to heal a lot. I've changed my diet, I eat better, I exercise. But what I've learned is this condition that I'm faced with, it's harder to lose weight. It's, losing weight and regulating my body. It's very, 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 very hard. But I'm actually healthier. My bones are strong. I'm stronger. I'm getting stronger. But some of the damage that I deal with will always be with me. The nerve damage will always be with me, for the most part. Now, once I'm able to actually, really get weight off of me, because I want to lose at least over 100 pounds, and see how my body, really adjusts at that point. But some of the, the reality of it is the damage that I deal with has been with me actually longer than I even realized. I developed as a child and into a teenager, developing a lot of these situations with the flat feet, which persisted and caused the plantar fasciitis and all my years on my feet, the damage and all the internal, my gut health, the damage that I did, through alcohol use, 20 years ago, a lot of damage from alcoholism, a lot of things have healed a whole lot. I give God the glory. But the reality of it is my body will never be a 24, 25-year-old me again. In saying that, when you see me, when we engage, because I'm going to come, hey, I don't stop doing things. I just have to be more guarded about doing things. But going forward, I'm just going to be able to, hey, when you meet me in whatever we're doing, hey, I'm just going to let you know, I suffer from nerve damage. And while we're sitting here talking, in order for me to be here, it's imperative that I might be having to, scratch my feet. And if I look uneasy, just know that I'm not uneasy. It's just my body, just the way that it is. This is new for me, even admitting this and being transparent about this. So just bear with me and let's go, And once my body is more relaxed and everything, and I'm able to monitor myself, and if I gotta, scratch my feet, scratch it immediately. Because if I do not, it's going to flare up into a crisis, and it's going to be horrible for me. It's going to be very horrible, and I guarantee you, it's not going to help us conduct business. It's going to hurt us conducting business, and it's going to further devastate me because I'm unable to get things done that I need to get done. When I'm trying to get done for me and my family, I'm trying to get done for, those that I'm helping to serve, So this is a point of transparency for me that it's imperative for everyone in the world to know when dealing with me that this is what I deal with. And it's not going to stop me, though. It hasn't stopped me before, and God has done a lot. I mean, God has developed a lot and has done a lot, as I've worked through this from, and become, stronger and healthier, God has done a lot, and he's got a lot more to do. Because here's the interesting thing. Had I not had this affliction, well, I would have kept, sacrificing my body and not, really using my brain as much as I have to now, for one. But the reality of it is as well, if I didn't suffer from, from this thorn in my side, so to say, but if I didn't suffer from this nerve pain, I'd really be I'd be everywhere. I tell you, it would be crazy. Y'all would be tired of me out here in the world. He'd be like, he's everywhere. He's touching everything. He's doing everything. Praise God. I'd be everywhere. I'd be on the neck of this thing. But praise be to God though, because it's imperative that I move the way that I need to be moving. That I operate how I need to be operating. And in saying that, physically, this is my condition, but this is not, this doesn't stop nothing, and God has developed businesses, for me that operate within me the way that I am, and not, how I used to be, but how I am now, so my businesses can thrive. And that's why I help, others with their businesses as well. We're not what we used to be, and it's imperative that we understand and grow and work on and master ourselves, and as I master myself, going forward, when we have a meeting, when we have an encounter, I'm going to let you know that I deal with these physical issues, so get over it. Get over it. If you see me scratching my feet, get over it. Don't trip. Don't worry about it. The reality of it is let's get to the business. Let's talk about the business. Let's do business. Let's transact. Let's help your business grow. Check out what I have to offer. Whether it's products or services. Here's what it is. My physical situation is going to be what it is. I'm healthier than I was, but praise be to God. Hey, this is what it is. If I have to, I'm gonna have. Hey, if we're talking, and if I'm walking around, I'm able to, move around more. So that's the thing. People tend to sit, and like I'm sitting now and have a conversation. Well, that's great and all that, but my body, the way that it operates now, I got to be in motion to try to keep things going. I mean, it's just what it is. Praise be to God, though. But the reality of it is, this is the conversation. I wanted to put this out here as a prelude, as we're ending 2024 and going into 2025, as it relates to me. This is the me that everybody needs to know and be aware of. Because the reality of it is I'm only going to be doing more. If I was doing a lot before, I'm only going to be doing more going forward. The reality of it is, though, I got to come as I am. And as I am, is, I've been a prisoner to pain for a long time, but no longer. Praise God. No longer am I a prisoner to pain. That didn't mean that the pain is, that I'm not going to dealing with it and that, I'm over it. No, the pain, the reality of it is there are things, that I will deal with for the rest of my life when it comes to this pain and pain management. And I can't medicate it away. I can't take enough, artificial substances, to make this pain go away. No. The reality of it is how I eat, how I exercise, how I diet, how I manage myself and regulate myself in every single moment of every single day, and the reality of it is when I'm not, and because here's the thing, I thought for a long time is, when I get stressed, then my gut actually, and triggers it. Yes, that's one thing. But even when I'm excited and happy, it happens. You see? When I'm excited and happy, the more excited I get, then my gut starts churning, then, my nerves start firing, and then, the next thing I know, I get a nasty pain shot to my feet, and then, like I say, it goes to my other extremities, but it's worse in my feet. It's debilitating to my feet. And my hands and so forth, I'm like, I can grin and bear it and and deal with it. But in my feet, it's game over. It's game over, period. I mean, I don't care what's happening, what we talking about. If my feet break out and I'm in a crisis, forget about it. Forget about it. We ain't talking. There's nothing else to me that's important, period. I mean, it's a different kind of pain. I've experienced a lot of pain in life. I've had, from being stabbed to being shot to being, the bump of my head a lot of times. And here's what's interesting. As I really analyze things, I probably hit my head a little bit too much as a child. It probably caused a lot of this problem. I don't know. I used to fall a lot, bump, what I'm saying, hit my head on the concrete a lot, on bicycles. It probably explains a lot of why I deal with the damage that I deal with today. But, praise be to God, the reality of it is I'm no longer a prisoner to pain. The pain is going to always be, an issue that I have to manage. And going forward, let's meet up. Okay, great. But let's understand, And here's another thing, too. I've traveled a lot over the past several years meeting with people and everything. Now it's time for you to come out and meet me. Come to my office, let's get together. Let's make this happen. Let's, do our interviews for well. Come on out. Here's the thing. I'm no longer chasing people. I'm no longer going the extra mile for those who won't cross the street for me. That's not happening anymore. The reality of it is, let's meet on common ground. Great. But here's the thing, let's not waste my time. I'm not going to waste your time. I will never waste your time. Never waste your time. You will not waste my time. And explaining what I'm going through all the time, it should give you at least even more insight to the why it's important that I don't waste my time, that I don't let anybody waste my time, because I have to spend so much time managing my physical body that there's not a lot of time to really just sit there and try to, go through, and waste one another's time. So let's respect one another's time and just, respect the fact that, I have no problem with meeting or coming and getting together, but I got to come as I am. I'm not going to be able to, sit in a situation and not have to manage, and even like as I'm sitting here now, I have my trusty scratcher by my foot, because even as I sit here talking now, this is the sort of thing that can trigger the nerve pain in my feet. And so I constantly manage and kind of trace it and kind of, just it starts out small and innocuous, and the next thing boom, it's like full-fledged, forest fire on my feet, and it's nothing nice. So I'm constantly monitoring it and everything. Sure, I would love to not be, in this situation and in this peril. But as God continues to heal my body, I also see a day when I'm no longer afflicted with this, even in my carnal, as my health continues to improve, because God is making a way. But in the meantime, this is being used, this affliction of mine has been used, and it's actually being used. See, here's the reality. Had I not experienced this like I experienced this, I would have not been able to help as many people as I've helped over the past several years. And I got to really stand back and give God the glory. I have helped a lot of people over the past several years that I would not have helped had I not been in the situation. Why? Because I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have stopped doing whatever I was doing before. I would have never even known most of them ever, to be able to give them any help. I would have never, stopped to look at, smell the roses enough, to be able to help anybody else the way that I've helped people that I've helped over the past several years. So I thank God for that. That's truly a blessing. Truly a blessing. Truly a blessing. So I just wanted to make this video. Hopefully it makes sense, going forward. Ask me questions. Let's have a conversation, And in 2025, I'm having all the conversations. I'm going wherever I feel like I need to be at. But just know that I deal with this, this nerve damage affliction, and I'm going to let you know immediately, so that way we can kind of get to it, and you won't be, taken aback, and thinking that I'm, standoffish or feeling some kind of way because I'm fidgety or I'm breaking out my trusty scratcher because hey, I'm keep it real with you. If you know me, you see this bad boy. You're gonna see it more often. I'm gonna tell everybody, you're gonna see. Get used to seeing it. You're going to see it. If you see me, you see it. Hey, real conversation, because I can no longer continue to be a prisoner to my pain. And, just like a crutch or a cane, this is my prosthetic, that helps me to manage my pain. And it's just, you do what you got to do when you got to do what you got to do. And that's just part of, that's part of life. It's part of my life. It's part of your life. So hopefully this helps at the end of 2024. Let's get into 2025, because I'm gonna tell you, 2025 is gonna be a bear. It's gonna be a bear. But praise be to God. God's bigger and stronger than all of this. And there's gonna be a lot of opportunities, but we got to move very aggressively, very tactically, to really take the opportunities, and take advantage of the opportunities and exploit them to the best of our abilities. That are coming down the pike and everything, because there's a lot changing. And my whole plan is to help more people. I'm glad that I've helped who I've been able to help in 2024. And going forward, I plan to help more people, but not just by, me helping them, but by the people that I'm helping to help and serve others, because my whole goal is to help leaders lead better. That's, part of mastering myself is understanding where I'm best fit at, coordinating and expediting. I'm not the guy that's best fit to go out there and, be, in the mix with everybody and do the whole thing and everybody let's go out. Sure, I tried it. I tried to be that. That doesn't fit my skill set. It doesn't fit my personality type at all. My whole, I'm able to succeed when I help other leaders succeed. And that's how I built my brand. And so that's what I'm here for. So going forward, welcome to Well, as we end 2024 and go into 2025, it's going to be a dynamic year. I'm really looking forward to the people I'm engaging with and talking to and everything. It's going to be awesome. We have some awesome interviews going forward. And, as we finish up and wrap up 2024, which has been a very hard year, which has extracted and exacted a lot from us all. It's taken a lot from our community. It's taken a lot from our lives, from our family. But praise be to God, this is the great reshaping. We're being reshaping, and we're learning, and we're going forward. So God bless you. Talk to you later.